And usually when I hit the record button, this is what I do. Oh dear God, please let Zoom be nice today. Please let Zoom be nice today. I have somebody wonderful to be on, and I cannot afford there to be a.
Right.
Oh dear God. All right. Hope that we actually are recording. Good. Welcome to another episode of Universal Grounding, kids. You know who this is right now. I don't need to introduce myself. I am happy and grateful for my lovely guest tonight. I've been following her journey over a year now. And what a journey it's been. I cannot believe that she's gone from on record being 250 pounds to almost 180. Whew, that's a lot, kids. Let me tell you right now. I should know. Anybody that actually has followed me in the last year or two knows of my story now that I am a former type 2 diabetic and I wound up losing over 50 pounds. I am currently, I still believe in my 160s, and I am not diabetic continually, thank God. But
Yay.
anyway, like I said, I have a lovely guest. She's from Virginia. I just found out. She's a mother. She's a wife, a YouTuber. I'm still in awe. I want to know about that story. Well, without further ado, welcome to Universal Grounding, Andrea from Andrea's Journey 100. How are you, love?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for coming on. I approached Andrea, I would say, on January 13th, according to email, but I think I tried to ping her maybe a month earlier, I would guess. And I was telling her pretty much how much I love her actually doing what she's doing. And I actually kept up with her, and I'm fortunate and blessed that I did because she wound up saying, "Oh, I would actually don't mind coming on your show." I said, "Oh, wow. This is a big deal, kids, to actually get somebody from the YouTube community on my show." And anybody that knows my relationship with YouTube, it's kind of a semi rocky one. But when lovely ones like this come on, it's a well worth all my troubles, kids. You should know me by now. I'm actually like a kid in the candy store, especially after the work I did. And it's great to come home and get to chat with somebody that I admire
Oh,
and I
thank you.
kind of consider a hero. All right, hun. Thank you again for agreeing to come on. Can you please give my listeners your background?
Yeah, so I guess, well, I mean, you gave a really great introduction. So I am a mom of four, and three of those are biological kids, and one of them is actually a foster child. Oops. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Um, so I have been a foster parent for a couple of years. And I'm also married, been married for coming up on 9 years that we've been
Oh,
married. Yeah. And I recently started this health journey. I mean, I guess it's not so recent anymore. It's been over a year that I've been on this, and I've been documenting it on YouTube. And my highest weight was 250 pounds. I'm currently just about 68 pounds down now, um, almost to my wedding weight, which any woman will know that's kind of like the forever goal, right? Like you were the most beautiful on your wedding day, so kind of getting back to that weight is kind of like a milestone for me that I'm really excited to hit. Um, and through it all, I actually am a weight loss and life coach who helps other women achieve their weight loss goals as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
Oh my God, you're a life coach? I did not know that. I actually just followed you for your weight loss. I had no clue.
Yeah, I don't do too much of that on the YouTube videos. I talk a little bit more about that on my Instagram pages and my Facebook page.
Oh, I gotta actually hit you up more on Instagram. Wow, okay, that's an exclusive for me. And anybody that knows me knows I love having exclusives. Don't you know that Conrad Cushman of Everything Pro Wrestling from last year? Hint, hint. All right, Hunt. Thank you for your background. You already kind of touched upon how long you've been married. Uh, what keeps you actually going with your hubby here?
Ooh, that's a great question. Um, you know, I think it just boils down to commitment, you know, kind of similar to my weight loss journey, because you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, you're going to have your really exciting, happy, fun moments. And then you're going to have your moments where you got to dig deep and you got to figure out like, how are we going to get through this? How are we going to do this? So it just boils down to commitment, I think. You know, he balances me so well, and you know, is probably the only crazy guy out there who, before we even started getting serious, I was like, I've always wanted to adopt a child from foster care. So either you're in for it or you're not, but like, I'm not going to budge on that. And he was like, okay, sure. Sounds fun.
Oh,
So, you know, there have been some really crazy stuff that has come along with the kids that we've had in our home. And certainly a lot of people would have packed their bags and been like, sorry, like this is way too much. Um, so he truly supports me in everything that I do and is really good balance to everything that I want to go after in life, really. And so, you know, it's the least I can do to kind of give him that same support, that same commitment, no matter what. So yeah, just that, a bottle of wine, and communication, right? Like,
oh wow, that's a great answer. Usually people would actually not say something like, "Oh, a bottle of wine." Oh God, that is great. That's very unique. And anybody that knows me knows I love rather unique answers to stuff. It makes me giggle. Oh boy. All right. We touched upon marriage. All right. Your motherhood hit. I understood that you were the mother of a adoptee. Uh, what happened with that?
so we have not ever adopted a child. There was one that was available for adoption, that was with us for over a year. It was probably close to a year and a half. Um, you know, the most difficult thing about this is that the kids that come into our home have obviously not come from ideal situations. And so they have a lot of behaviors that are really, really difficult to deal with. And I think also what was also difficult for her, you know, they don't have these loving bonds, you know, that they were brought up with, right? They don't really know how to relate to other people in meaningful ways because they didn't really have that with their birth parents. And so for this child, like I said, we had three biological children of our own in the home. And for her, she had too much trouble trying to navigate all those different relationships. right? So she had the relationships with each one of the kids, and then she had a relationship with me and a relationship with my husband. And it was just really, like I said, too difficult for her to kind of manage. And as much as I wanted to make it work and I wanted to give her everything that she needed and just fulfill everything, a good, loving home, a forever family, I really, really wanted that. Um, it was a very tough decision to finally decide that someone else was probably better suited for her, since our family dynamics seemed to be too overwhelming with her.
Mhm.
Um, Mainly like jealousy kind of issues and not being able to like communicate those effectively with us, and work through it. And yeah, we tried so much. So um like I said, we had to end that fostering relationship. I still keep in touch with her though. And she is doing well. So I'm very glad to hear that. So now we have a different placement in our home, and actually another exclusive. um,
Woo!
they are beginning to talk about adoption with her. So probably still a very long time off. But she is a wonderful, wonderful fit to our family. Like I couldn't imagine someone fitting with our family so seamlessly. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very, very pleased.
Oh, I'm on the
Happy ending,
phone.
right?
Oh, you getting another adoptee. Hey, oh my God. I'm so happy, kids. You should follow this woman, please. Please follow her. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Oh, God. This is great. All right, hon. Well, I've known you for some time now, and one thing that I've known about you is that you like to write, or you actually are trying to become more of a writer. What got you into journaling that's not called me?
Oh my goodness. Well, so the way that I go about weight loss is like really different from what a lot of people do. I feel like kind of the standard thing is like a particular diet, or like counting calories and making sure you're in a deficit and all of that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
For me, when I started, it was more about figuring out like, why am I overeating? What are the situations where I'm eating food, but I'm not hungry? You know? And I came to find out that I'm a pretty big emotional eater. If I am stressed out, I'm reaching for potato chips. If I'm, feeling lonely, a big bowl of ice cream sounded like a really good idea at the time. Um, so journaling was a part of that process for like figuring out like, why did I eat past the point when I was just like satisfied? Why did I go to that really bloated, like full feeling, right? Or, why was it that when my kid was acting up and they weren't listening, that I was just like, oh my gosh, I need a cookie right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Ah!
let's begin. What is the reason here? Because it's not a logical solution. The cookie does not make my child listen to me anymore, right? Than what they were before. It
Right.
just distracts me from the negative feeling that I was feeling because they weren't listening. So, like I said, journaling kind of opened the door to that. And I love this analogy that, like, when you're in school, I don't know if it was back when you were in school, but for sure when I was, they were not all about the calculators. All my kids now, oh no, we can use calculators on everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you ever going to learn? But
Mm-mm.
when you're, in math class and they give you a really difficult problem, you have to show your work, right? You,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to get your paper, your pen out. You got to do your work. You got to make sure you carried that one. You got to make sure you took that negative sign and distributed that or whatever it is, right? And then that way you can see if you made a mistake and came up with the wrong answer. I think the very same thing applies for when you've got a mental problem going on, right? If you're trying to solve a big emotion that you're feeling, or you're trying to solve, a difficult situation with your husband or with your kid or with your boss, like whatever it is, we just like to sit up here and just like ruminate and try and figure it out, right? But we're so easily distracted, it never really gets anywhere. But if you use your paper and your pen and you write it out, you in essence can figure out, did I carry the one? Is this a logical thought here? Is that working for me? You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
difficult problem. Get the paper, the pen out, write it out. Make sure you're getting the right answer for yourself. That's going to actually work for you. So I think that's been the biggest accomplishment throughout this weight loss journey, has been really diving into my own thoughts and figuring out what makes me tick, what makes me choose the decisions that I'm choosing, and questioning like the things that I think, is that actually true? Does that actually work for me? Like, is that actually getting me the result I want in my life? So it's been really, really life changing, this whole journaling thing. So I do it every morning. Doesn't have to be a lot,
nope,
5 minutes, just check in with yourself.
right on, hon, right on. And I'm and all of you actually continuing on with it. I actually remember you touching upon it. I gotta say, like maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I think it was.
Hmm.
And I heard about it and I knew I had to comment right away. I said, "Oh, this has done a lot for me in my journey. I suggest you do it." And I think I said something along the lines of, "It actually will change you. It will actually make you more aware of who and what you are." And unbeknownst to you, my dear, I haven't shared this with you when we were actually in the warm up phase, but now I'm supposedly a health improvement coach on my own.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So my business is called Love's Roar. It was based off of the likes of you. What's the sweetheart's name? April Lauren, Miss Green Eyes, who goes by taking the weight off too, and my own actual interaction with health loss, weight loss, whatever.
Hmm.
And I said, "Oh my God, I can do this. I can do this." And I remember other people, one person from California who was gung ho about trying to lose the weight. And I don't know what's happened to her. Hello, Kish from Kish and Tell. If you are ever listening to this, I hope all is well with you, your family, and you are heavily missed by your what did she call us? Kishlings, I think it is. But either which way, she's heavily missed. All right, so I remember people actually being watched by me, and then they just fall off the radar. And I said, they need some support.
Hmm.
What about the people that don't really have YouTube channels and just feel sad and lonely? Like my she would call herself Oink Oink, my Oink Oink Eliza, or Elizakins as I call her. She would really just tell me sometimes, "Oh, I'm lonely. I am not quite so motivated. This, that, and the third." And I remember posting it on a group that we're in, and she took me up. I said, "Wow!" And ever since then, it's been almost 2 weeks. Oh no, now it's been over 2 weeks. We are almost a threshold of a month. I'm wondering what she's gonna be like in a month's time.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I told her about journaling, and she's been doing it not every day. But I give you credit, Eliza Kins, if you are listening to this, hon. Uh-oh. I heard a
I know. I thought I turned the do not disturb on. I'm not sure why that came through.
Oh, I was about
Um,
to say if that was me. I was gonna say, oh no.
no,
Oh
it was
no.
actually one of my weight loss clients posting in our Facebook group. So but I think that's amazing that you're putting yourself out there to help other people. I mean, you know firsthand exactly the life-changing experience it is to better your health and to put yourself first.
Oh, hun, let me tell you something else. I did not actually tell you actually during the pre-warm up. And for anybody out there, you may know what's coming now. But for Andrea, it's kind of an exclusive. I have not told her this before. I am a best-selling author, hun. I actually have published my story called Black Lions Roar, and it is a part of a book called They Are Magic. The Kindle version, kids, is still 99 cents. Please buy it. It actually details my actual rise from being an 8-year-old all the way through January 14th of this year.
Oh wow.
And it even does go into my weight loss journey somewhat. And I'm still in awe of myself, what I've been through, what I've lost, what I've gained. Whew, I don't take that for
Really
granted.
interested to read that. I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Oh, hun, I'll actually send you a link to it. It's absolutely great. It's not just about me, it's about other people that are not specifically on weight loss journeys, but you can read about abuse, uh, drug recovery, blindness of a child, so much other stuff, and how these people have survived it. I kind of
Mm,
almost cry every single time that I think about it. And these people are just absolute sweethearts. And
yeah.
I know a certain somebody's listening. Hi, Blairkins, if you are truly listening to this right now. That's my publisher, Blair
Uh,
Hazel. I actually call her Blairkins. I don't know why. If anybody's gonna start asking Zachary Shiloh why I actually started calling people kins, it's in term of endearment. I do it kind of because I actually am a inner child at heart. And plus it just works. For some odd reason, people just don't tell me to shut up with the kins that they just like it. And it works. So if it works, I'm doing something right. According to a former boss of mine, he would always say, well, if you laugh, it works. So I agree. Oh,
yeah.
so I call you love, so I don't call you kids. But I could call you Andrea Kins if you want.
it's it's your thing, yeah.
Okie dokie, Andrea Kins. Oh God, you're the first person on air to say, "Well, it's your thing. Go ahead and call me it." I said, "Oh wow, okay, Andrea Kins. I'm gonna call you that on your videos from now on."
I mean, I've been called worse, as
Oh,
long as
that's
term of endearment, like that's fine.
I will explain myself on your videos so that way people do not actually get any ideas that I'm trying to be disrespectful.
Right. No,
So,
you're
so any of Andrea's actual listeners, or excuse me, viewers, excuse me, I am only saying this out of respect. It is not to make fun of her. I have this little habit. I am 6 at heart. I actually do call people kins or love out of love and respect. So if you are watching this or listening to this, whatever your preference is, it's in a term of endearment. And I love Andrea to pieces, and God bless her husband. It's
Oh my.
all right. So, how did you really decide to go on YouTube? Because YouTube is not quite such a friendly place for people, depending on the situation, and especially in the weight loss community, it's kind of very discouraging at times. So, what
So
brought that on?
actually, like, okay, so what made me decide in the first place to do it was a sense of accountability, right? If I'm putting it out there, like I need to stick to my word. It was actually a book that I was reading, High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard,
Mhm.
where he said, high performers have outside forces, right, that they are accountable to and that they want to meet, certain expectations. So YouTube seemed like a good place. Instagram, Facebook, I'm on all of them, to kind of put my business out there and have myself keep myself accountable. Because let's face it, like I don't want to be embarrassed in front of other people, which is sometimes the reason why I'll skip a week doing a video because I'm like, oh my
What?
God. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, and I've said it in my videos before where I'm like, I didn't come in last week because the scale was up and I just felt really embarrassed about it. So there is a little bit of that factor. Um, and I don't really love writing. So it's like the other option was, you could have just like a written blog, right? Where I could
Mhm.
write stuff up and people would probably crucify me more over my grammar than they would over me just like being a talking head on YouTube, or at least that's what I thought. So that's why I decided to go onto YouTube, to document my journey. I also thought it would be kind of cool just as a record for myself to be able to go back and see myself and see my thoughts and all those kinds of things. And I actually have had a really good experience on YouTube. Knock on wood or something. Nobody has been mean to me. Nobody has like made fun of me or anything like that. But I'm a really small YouTuber. I've only got about 200 followers, so I'm very small still. So I'm not sure what the future will hold, but so far so good. It's been a pleasant experience, and I've made a few friends along the way too. So I've enjoyed it.
Hon, you got about 10 times as much viewers that I have. I only have about 23. So count your blessings.
You'll get there. It's all about consistency and, just continually putting yourself out there.
Oh, I do so, but not on YouTube like I used to. I actually do these universal groundings, and they do not really hit quite so much. But that's gonna change eventually, I'm sure of it, because
Hmm.
I got the likes of you on my side. Yes, I do, and I'm not giving up on that. Not by a long shot, kids. Especially you and GB Graham know how hard I work the almost last 2 years. Jesus Christ, I almost have like 400 episodes of my show.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yep.
That's a lot.
And by June 16th, I don't know if I will have 400 or more, but I know for certain that I'm over 300 kids and
Hmm.
still counting, still counting. Oh boy. And I'm so happy and blessed. I gotta believe you're like number 327 of my general podcast. Let's find out. Anchor, be nice on internet, please. I love actually doing research on here sometimes. It's absolutely fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to make an announcement, kids, that I actually do have a blog now by way of Anchor. Yes, you are episode number 327, and I believe in Universal Grounding Season 2. You are. Okay, Ronnie Kins is number one. My publisher, Amanda Goddard, is number two. Oh, my dear pipe bombshell boys from the Philippines, Jiggy Kins and Troy Kins, they are number three. You are number four in Universal Grounding for season two.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm so happy and grateful. Ah, so, my dear, you are a YouTuber. What keeps you going on it?
Um, it's a good question. I think that, kind of what you were talking about before, when you were talking about the person that you're working with and them feeling just lonely and feeling, I don't know, like maybe a little hopeless. I guess I'm doing it to the people, for the people who are at the same place I was like a year and a half ago, where they just feel like this is it. This is just my body now. I feel uncomfortable. I'm achy. Like, I don't love it, but I also don't feel like I can change it. I want to be a light for them. I want to be hope for them that if I can do it, they can do it too. I want to try and help them on their own journeys. Because ultimately, you get one life, and there is no sense in not feeling good, in your own life.
Mhm.
So, like I said, I'm just trying to be a source of hope for people, so that they can feel like they can make these changes too, and live a life that feels better for them.
Aww. Like I said, kids, please subscribe to her YouTube. She's one of the best out there.
Ah, thanks. I try to keep it genuine, try to keep it real.
Yes, you do, hon. And you actually do let us know when you mess up. That's one thing that attracted me to you, for sure.
Hmm.
You actually started out, like I believe, about a year plus ago. And I think in maybe your very early videos, I'm not sure which one it was. I know you actually missed a way in, but you
Hmm.
were honest. You were honest. You said, okay, this is what happened. I was actually with my husband and we went out and we ate this, we ate that, we drank this, we ate, drank that. And to be honest, I did not weigh myself. I don't want to weigh myself. Sorry, that's the way it is. And I said, God bless. This is great stuff. This is what we need. We need more honesty. And what I call kids, we need more loving. That's being honest. So, oh my God. Kids, you should have seen it. She owned it. And Jenna Love, if you are ever listening to this is the style of owning up to that we always talk about, hon. Definitely. Definitely. Oh man, we need more Andreas in the world besides me. We need some people say we need more Zachary Shadows. We need more Andreas on YouTube because a good one of these YouTubers sometimes they do not hold themselves accountable. And when they do not hold themselves accountable, they just fade off the map. And that's a shame. That's truly a shame. But Eliza kids, if you are listening to this, please subscribe to her YouTube channel. She gives out great advice on what to and not to eat sometimes. And she's very, very interesting to really just listen to. And very soon. So, Eliza kids, don't think that I'm being rough on you. I'm just making a suggestion, hun. I'm still coaching you. I still love you just the way you are. And look forward to our chat next week. But please subscribe to her. She's got a little bit more from the female perspective. And I would suggest that to anybody. We need more female perspective besides men perspective. Okay, let's see. Oh, we've done every single thing on the list, kids. Now it's time to wrap this bad boy up because she's got a wonderful husband and 3 kids to go hang out with. All right, hun, what can I do for you going forward?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, just I've always really loved your support and comments on my videos. So that really means a lot to me. So don't stop doing that.
Okay,
Um, and just keep spreading that positivity, because I mean that's what the world needs a lot more of, supporting one another, so, spreading that positivity. Um, I guess more love, less hate, right?
oh, I love you to pieces. See, kids, we need more lovins. I keep on saying that repeatedly. We need more lovins because certain groups keep on like to reminding us that we are in an epidemic, that we cannot get along with each other. And anybody that knows me and my ending phrase, it is what? One goal, one aim, one road, one focus, love, period. And this is a beacon of hope. Please, I keep on saying this, I keep on begging for this. Subscribe to her page. Subscribe. All right, hun. I will keep on doing that. And people say that I'm a beacon of light and they just love what I do. So, for anybody that's been part of Universal Grounding or Black Lions Domain overall that keeps on saying this to me, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And now I'm hitting my Carl Weezer voice because that's what happens when I channel my inner 6-year-old me. So, yes, kids, I am 6 at heart, and I will keep on repeating that proudly. But I actually am proudly 34. And I don't know what your age is, hun. I'm not gonna ask what it is, but let me tell you something right now. You look great for whatever your age group is. I'm gonna just leave
I
it.
don't mind. Yeah, I'm 38. I'll be turning 39
Woo!
in June. So I actually have a like 40 before 40 list that I just put together that I'm going to be trying to cross off and accomplish all of those. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some YouTube videos on that too.
Oh, that is great. That is great hopes for the future. Oh my God. Oh, let me take off my glasses real quick. This is great stuff. You don't get this on TV, kids. You only get this in my multi-dimensional realm and on YouTube. YouTube, Zachary Shiloh's plugging you right now and actually giving you credit. Please stop going after some friends of mine. Thank you very much. And please boost some of my episodes. And, and, and. All right. So the only thing left now, we touched upon this in pre warm up. There's only one person, but I am happy and grateful for just one. Just one is good enough for me. So, my dear, who's your top person to join me during Universal Grounding for season 2?
So, like I said, I am a life coach, and this is one of my fellow life coaches. We actually got certified together at the Brain First Institute of Coaching, and her name is Shanna Pizer, and you can find her at shannapizer.com. But yeah, she is the coach of Fulfilled Life Coaching. So she does a lot of the same stuff that I do in terms of weight loss coaching, but also does life coaching. She's a great person, has a lot of great perspective. So yeah, she would be the person I would recommend for that.
Oh, that sounds great. And anybody that knows me, I love health. I am a beacon for it. You should know definitely Blairkins Hayes, my beloved publisher and friend and biggest influence ever. Especially now, I haven't announced this, kid, but I, Zachary Shiloh Watts, that's my full name, author of Black Lions Roar, am sponsoring Blooming Your Business coming this April from Hayes Publishing. So I am looking very forward to that. And one of those things that I sponsored is the health section. But there's other things like I believe, Blair, you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Health, relationships, spirituality, and business. If I am wrong, please let me know. You know, I am actually open to being wrong and corrected. Some people have corrected me before. I believe Adam Hun Podsetnik corrected me that he was not a graphic designer. I am still laughing at myself to this day that I was wrong, but I admit it. I was wrong. He's an artist, just an artist. But he's a phenomenal artist. And I'm not kissing his bear because he's my coach. No, I respected his work before I even knew him completely. So, hi, Adam Hunt. I'm looking forward to actually talking to you and Angelkins tomorrow. The Angel of Value Kids. That's what I call Val White, who is supposedly my next universal grounding. Ah, how good it feels to be me. I love my life. And I hope you kids will learn to love your lives if you don't. And if you don't, just be appreciative of who and what you got around you. Because for all we know it, we're all dead. And we cannot just exist in a world just full of hate and sadness. We need more love. And I keep on saying this time and again. I may get angry at certain things, like a certain empire. I'm not going to go explaining what that is. Graham, you should know what the empire is without me explaining it. But all right, I'll dibby. Yes, I'll dibby real quick. All right. So if I say the words the empire, that means I'm talking about World Wrestling Entertainment. They do not actually do things right. And I will keep on saying this to any and everybody. My top 3 reasons to watch their biggest show of the year. So, Graham, I know you're going to start singing along with me when I say this. Zachary Shiloh's main reasons to watch WrestleMania. My surrogate father, Raymond Gallagher. My friends off of Twitter, and anybody that supported me in the last 2 years, bar none. And number 3 is for Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair in the main event of an evening. I don't care what evening it is. WWE, you timed again have disrespected non-Caucasians, especially blacks, for many, many years. You want to actually promote yourself as a company that is racially equal, better, thanks. One night, I don't care what it is. Indulge. Give my surrogate father a reason to actually watch even more because he wants that match and he wants it main event too. I'm sure my listeners out there that know that I actually advocate for inclusion and diversity will agree too. Yeah, sure. You live in a how do I describe it? Dramatized world presented as a sport, but we are all real human beings. Do the right thing for once in your lives. All right. Thank you, love, for actually coming on my show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And again, if people would like to subscribe, it's at Andrea's Journey 100 on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. They can also find me on my website, myjourney100.com. So,
Aw, I don't have to ask you to plug away your stuff. That's
mhm.
awesome. I love when people actually just give their stuff without me asking. That's just like spur of the moment. And with that, I don't really have any much more to say except for thank you for listening or for watching. Please subscribe if you are on YouTube. I would gladly appreciate the increase in my own viewers wholeheartedly. And if you just prefer me by way of audio, there are different places like Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole bunch more I just cannot list off the top of my head. But I sure that you'll click on my show and I offer different types of things from combat sports to talking to health to having wonderful guests like Andrea on that put me in what Carl Jung calls the state of flow. And Linda Carducci, you and I, Mom, we actually need to start getting back into the flow, or excuse me, doing business in the flow, not into the flow anymore. We're doing business in the flow now. We got to do that some point next month because we took a hiatus, much needed. Like you say, we had to get universally grounded. I love every single one of you. It's time to bid you adieu and let Andrea free to go be with her family. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you.